How you doing, guys? ZDEyE here. So here's a little bit of a question. Where the hell is Starfield? So with the release of Starfield in early of September, a lot of people had, bad time, good time, mixed time with this game, right? A lot of your reviews have been mentioned already, a lot of problems, faults, and positives. The honeymoon basically is gone. And here's the question now I raise. Where in the hell is Starfield? So I'm not going to be bashing on terms of the Microsoft and comparing this like PlayStation games and stuff like that. A lot of things are necessary to be mentioned in terms of the comparison. It makes total sense why, since Xbox, PlayStation are a little bit of in a more or less of a heated battle, if that makes sense. Of course, what they're trying to do with the comparison of each other, of course, there are a few differences. For example, Xbox is all about the Game Pass, PlayStation is all about the brilliant games with full price tags. So of course there's some advantages to it, and yet of course disadvantages. And then Starfield in this case was the big hitter that Xbox needed, and they even said it themselves as well. But of course, nevertheless, they kind of knew already that, even if Xbox had an incredible hitter, even best of the game of all time, masterpiece, 11 out of 10, like that is Starfield, it wouldn't change anything. It's not like it's going to be turning things around for Microsoft anyway. This has been actually confirmed and said by Phil Spencer himself. So it's already kind of admitting defeat. Not necessarily to say that he genuinely is, because just that's not true, of course. But it's like the way he mentioned it just kind of felt like it to me, at least. And I'm sure a lot of other people included. Now, I'm not going to say that Starfield is a bad game. It genuinely is not, right? I played it to some extent. I finished the game as well. I didn't make a review because, I feel like I'm going to be only bashing on the game, and also I didn't really particularly resonate with it too well, if that makes sense. I feel that Bethesda-style games nowadays are completely outdated. They really are, especially the engine included. Right? It's like, oh my god, don't let me start on the engine part. Seriously, like the creation engine, they seriously need to move on from this trash-ass, outdated engine. Seriously, creation engine to my ass, that just means nothing. They need to move on to Unreal, move on to any other different engines. It doesn't matter, at least, but not this crap. Because a lot of, and I'm sure they say like, well, it's much easier for the modders to do their job and to kind of craft anything that they want because they're familiar with it. Bullshit. People are extremely talented. Like, they can figure things out on different engines as well, how to mod them and stuff like that, how to implement that mod in them as well. It's a stupid reasoning to have. And yeah, also another thing that their developers are already familiar with the creation engine. But really, how long are you going to be familiar with the creation engine for what? For the past 20 years, if not 25, 30 years? Seriously? Move on. That's my biggest concern. It's like this game has problems due to the engine as well. And it feels like because the engine as well, it's just taking so much longer with the development time. It's been speculation, well, more like kind of a leak coming in, more like reliable sources, that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be coming out no earlier than 2026, 2027. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely insane. To reveal the game, what was it, in 2018, right? And yet we have to wait a decade for it to finally release. Wow, that is a very bad move. My goodness, like Starfield is not exactly going in the right direction in terms of how you want to represent Bethesda, especially when Bethesda has been purchased and acquired by Microsoft. It's not a good move. It really is not. For such amount of money that has been also purchased for, are they really seeing an investment? I kind of don't see, because so far, there's been no good investment in particular that is screaming like a fantastic game. You need to buy an Xbox console for just specifically for this, and like just none of this, not even Starfield. Now the reason I got Starfield wasn't because of an Xbox. It wasn't. I got it because I actually had a decent, modest, I should even say, a computer that I was capable of playing it. But it's not worth purchasing a whole new, different console just so you could experience Starfield, because it's not one of those sellers, unfortunately. And yet Redfall, now Starfield, and then Youngblood, Fallout 76, is just tarnishing the reputation for Bethesda, and of course, yes, Microsoft included. And this is why it's concerning. You see, like what I'm talking about, where is Starfield? What's going on with that game? I'm not hearing much about it at all. Now, nevertheless, I have to admit one thing. I'm not necessarily paying close attention to Starfield on social media. I'm not. But there are occasions that I could see moments, for example, like incredible physics design that it's got. For example, you could put sandwiches across and make it like a domino effect or something with those languages start standing up, right? And it's just, okay, that's awesome. That's unique, I guess. That's one good thing that it's got for it to go in terms of it's actually making an appearance on social media. So there is something about it. But I'm more seeing the negativity. But it's not like I'm also paying attention to only the PlayStation games, because like I said, I'll admit it again and again that I'm more of a PlayStation guy than actually a Microsoft or Xbox guy. So because well the best games are on PlayStation, that's not even admitting. It's genuine fact. It's not really unfortunate because I'm on that platform, so it's a great news for me. But a lot of people who are kind of blindsided towards this direction, they just say it's a third-person story-driven games that only interactivity, not much gameplay. Well, they don't know what they're talking about, and obviously they're all about Xbox, right? And perhaps they haven't played it, or maybe if they have, they on purposely genuinely want to hate the game because, well, maybe jealousy. I don't know. It's their reasoning. That's their reasoning. I don't care about that part. And because I was genuinely curious about Starfield, I picked up the game. I played it on PC because that's the best version you can play this game. It's actually a downgrade if you play it on an Xbox Series X, not S, but X. Insane. And PC, you finally have an unlocked frame rate, at least that goes up to 60 FPS, and you can choose up your own resolution. You can mod the damn thing because it genuinely needs mods. If without mods, this game's fucking unplayable to a lot of extent. Not just that I'm hearing this as well, that this is Bethesda's least buggiest game of the launch. Really? I don't know about that, to be honest with you. I'm seeing quite reputable reviewers actually reviewing Starfield after like a month since its release, and there's like, who is smoking? Seriously, it's like, what are you smoking? Like to say something like this? It's not like it's the least, but it is very, very buggy to the extent that you just like, oh my god, I hate this fucking game. But this is a fact that you have to implement the mods to actually finally make it running. For example, the map is fucked up. There's no vehicles. What's with that? They're gonna say vehicle is your backpack and the jetpack, I should say. Like, what is with this? The booster pack? It's dumb. It's dumb. You need vehicles in the world that you explore and the maps you explore. A lie about the space exploration, that's non-existent. It's just a kind of like an area that you can explore, sort of an extent. Then you need to fast travel to a destination that you want to go, with an auto loading screen to go from outside to the inside facility. It's like loading screen, loading screen, loading screen, loading screen. This game is outdated, genuinely, and Bethesda formula is starting to kind of get outdated. Actually, it is getting outdated. This has been implemented already in Skyrim, but I feel like Skyrim, like this kind of component, has been done better. Now, Starfield is a kind of a new approach for them. Maybe that's the reason why it's a little bit of a downgrade compared to Skyrim. I'm not talking about the quality. I'm talking about the Bethesda style implementation of their games. Right, we've seen this time and time again, right? All about Bethesda is about exploration and making your own stories. Skyrim is a brilliant game for that. Fallout is a brilliant game for that. But Starfield, not so much. You can kill the main NPCs, like with their name, like, you know, that have a pivotal role towards the story, or maybe even side quests. They just get down and that's it. You can't kill them unless if you specifically have been mentioned that you have to kill this like specific person. It's like, it's dumb. There's a lot of problems that I'm noticing that Starfield has that genuinely kind of makes me feel it's a missed opportunity for Bethesda, for Microsoft, and it's like, what is going on with this title? What is wrong with this title? And this is why a lot of people, and I'll have to admit it as well, Elder Scrolls 6 is in jeopardy. It genuinely is in a bad state. It really is. Because the credit that Bethesda had, Microsoft had, is completely tarnished. It genuinely is. Thanks to Fallout 76. Thanks to Microsoft previous titles and, you know, some titles that just do not have much in store for people to enjoy their incredible games. Because, well, unfortunately, they're not incredible. They're busted, they're broken, they're bad, they're mediocre to the best, and some are good, but that's it, just good. But they're very, very far between these good games, because there's none masterpiece games, unfortunately. It sucks. I completely agree with this, because PlayStation needs a competition. It really does, because PlayStation is becoming arrogant in terms of the price schemes. 33% of increase on the PlayStation Plus tiers, incredibly steep. it's not worth it. Like, I had an extra tier, I'm gonna downgrade that shit to essential. Maybe even completely remove the PlayStation Plus. I'm noticing I'm playing less and less multiplayer games. You see, it's like they're just doing these things, and also including the live service. It's a scary thought, right? And that's why I'm worried. I'm genuinely worried of the future for all the console games and stuff like that. Right? Like, maybe not so much in terms of games from PlayStation, because it seems like they still have plenty of single-player IP games. I'm definitely looking forward to. I cannot wait to experience them. But live service games, well, it's a wait-and-see kind of approach. We have to see what it's got in store, and I hope it's not going to be busted or low on content or mediocre to the best. It's a scary thought, it genuinely is. And I hope that Starfield recovers with its DLCs, expansions in the future that will come out, and I'm sure it will have plenty of those. But I just don't have much hope for it. Starfield is a game that has been experimented on, maybe even be forgotten in the future, because if we ever see Starfield 2, well, that's going to take another decade, if not longer. Because with the snail pace, how slow Bethesda is in making their games is insane. It really is. Now, I'm sure a lot of you will say, well, making games is hard and takes a lot of time and manpower. Sure, I agree with you. But a lot of other studios kind of proved you wrong. Like, one of the more quite incredible studios, 2 incredible studios now that I think about it, Insomniac Games. How the hell did they pump out these Spider-Man games and other titles so damn quickly? Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man, the PS4 version and also the remaster, Miles Morales, and also Spider-Man 2. It's insane. It really is. And now they're making Wolverine, and there's also some rumor going on that there could be something else included. Absolutely insane. And then we also got From Software, like Elden Ring. A year later we're getting Armored Core 6. It's insane. And now we're getting a DLC for Elden Ring. It's like, what is going on with Bethesda? What's going on with a lot of other studios included? They're sticking them so damn long. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of people say, well, they have a studio, right? And there's a group of A developers and group of B developers. Group of A is working on one title, group of B is working on the other title. Okay, why can't Bethesda do the same thing? It's not like they're short on people. There really isn't. And if you're gonna say they need all manpower because of the giant scope of the Starfield, really? Do you really think so? Even so many people are actually making Starfield, and yet there's still so many limitations that I already mentioned near the beginning of the video. Like, why did we not just get like Skyrim 2 from Group A team, and Group B team could have been working on Starfield for a little bit lengthier of time? It's such a shocking move that Bethesda made. It's such a disappointing as well. It's so disappointing. It really is. Oh, man. Well, I just wanted to share my little bit of frustration with this situation. Bethesda really tarnished their own reputation. Microsoft can't do shit about it with only acquiring games, and clearly they cannot maintain them. It's just they don't have that kind of manpower included. They got the money, sure, but they don't have the talent. That's like... It seems like, like as they say, they want to buy the talent, but obviously they can't because, well, they don't know what to do even with that talent. Oh, wow. Alright, guys, that's all I wanted to mention regarding this situation. Like and subscribe. See you guys all later, and yeah, have a wonderful day.